Hello fishy folks, happy stay home from work sick day Thursday. I came home from work early yesterday because I wasn't feeling good. There's a flu-like illness going around the office, and I got it yesterday. Actually, I got it a couple days ago, but yesterday I really felt like poop, so I came home. Anywho, what you're looking at down there on the floor, that shiny spot, is a puddle. When I put this 30-gallon tank in, 30-gallon tank a couple of days ago, I had one bulkhead left and I didn't have the O-ring. I used the O-ring on the first tank I drilled to seal the water into the drill hole. And the O-ring got damaged. I didn't really think of it. Well, a couple months later, and 25 bulkheads later, or 30 bulkheads later, I needed that O-ring. So I made a gasket out of that gasket material, that orange gasket material that I've used before, and it's worked, but I don't know what the problem with this one is. It is dripping down the back. It's just a tiny little drip, but over a couple hours it creates a puddle. So I drain this tank down enough to get that bulkhead out, take a look at the gasket. Maybe it's torn, maybe I just have to make a bigger one. But you know, sometimes things happen in the fish room. Mistakes happen, leaks happen. And I want to show you guys that. I feel like I'm a pretty good do-it-yourselfer. But, you know, sometimes even good do-it-yourselfers make mistakes. So that's what I'm showing you here. The other thing I want to show you in the update, this is my one of my QT tanks. These are koi swordtails and very juvenile albino bristlenose plecos that I got from Imperial Tropicals. They're going to be in QT for another 24 hours at least. I did notice on one of the female swordtails, see if I can see her tail. Looks like she got beat up a little bit, and there's some white along the edges. She's the one kind of in the bottom corner right there, pregnant. Her tail is kind of droopy, but it looks damaged. So I may keep her a little bit longer and treat again with something, but I'm not sure. The other thing in this tank is obviously she's pregnant, and it looks like she's dropped a couple fry. I did see two. One I actually witnessed get eaten, and the other one was hanging out underneath that rock and then was behind the sponge filter, but I'm gonna let him try to hide and see if he can't make it. You know, this tank really isn't set up for fry. It does have some hiding spots, but you know, my fry tanks, like this one over here, which is actually where those guys are going to go, has all that Java moss for them to hide. Just seeding some filters for some new tanks, just to have. I do have a couple in the sump also. Up there with all that Java moss is going to be where the neon swordtails go. Other than that, there's really nothing new, although a development has happened with my sump. I should probably do a video on how my sump is set up, but this pump that I got from Harbor Freight, it's a regular sump pump. I don't know if you can hear it. It's starting to get noisy. It actually was noisier yesterday. I did a pretty large water change yesterday. I noticed my nitrates were up over 40 parts per million. I don't like them that high. I hadn't done a huge water change in a while. You know, I do water changes every couple of days. But usually, this is not going to sound huge to you, but usually only 25 or 30 gallons. You know, on a 450 gallon system, that's less than 10%. That's not a lot. So yesterday I did a pretty large volume water change. I would say it was at least 150 gallons. Really not as big as I would do in a regular tank, but that's what I was able to do yesterday. And as I'm doing it, I've noticed the pump is getting louder and louder, so I think I'm going to have to try to fix it. By fix it, I mean bringing it back to Harbor Freight and exchanging it for a new one. Although right now it's very quiet. It just quieted down. So that's the update for the fish room today. One more thing, the angelfish eggs, the silver angelfish eggs, I did move to a to grow myself, and they all turned white. So I think I am going to, next time it happens, try some methylene blue in the water and see if I can get any hatches out of that. So we'll see what happens there. Nothing really new, lots of fry, but no new fry, I don't think. Kind of hoping I get some fry out of this tank. There's a really nice looking purple and a purple female in there. That'd be great to get some purples. That's the update. I mean, I did dose with Easy Green yesterday. Again, after I did that water change, you can see the plants in this tank have exploded. From, I think the last update I did was on a Friday. So this is 6 days later. I mean, stuff works great. I put it in my pond outside, and the plants outside also have started to take off. So, all right, boys and girls, hope you have a great day. Hope everyone is doing great, and I'll talk to you soon. Well, I'm back. I took the bulkhead off, and that actually was the bottom. I'm not so sure that actually is causing a leak. It should seal right there, but let's see all the way around. I'm going to make a new gasket, bigger, make it so the whole shoulder of the bulkhead is covered in the rubber, which is this stuff right here. So let me get to it. Alright, so here's my design. Basically, I put the bulkhead like that, draw a circle with my Sharpie, and cut it out with my utility knife, which is rusty from cleaning silicone out of a tank. Alright, I'm going to cut it out, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, finished product. It's quite large and ugly. I may trim it down. I did have a problem. Actually, I had two problems. I was making my cut. There's the circle, and as you can see, I went way out of the lines, and I didn't think that was going to be too good, so I started over. And I almost did the same thing with this one. See, there's that little cut right there, right there. But I think there's enough material left to cover that, so I'm going to give it a go, see how it is, and I'll let you know how it ends up. Alright, just to give you an idea of what I'm working with, and a quick tip. So you can see there's a strap holding a drain pipe, different drain tubes, this pipe from the 70 gallon that I just moved out of the way. That's how much foot room I have. But a quick tip on threaded bulkheads. Obviously Teflon tape is a must, especially on the outside. I don't put Teflon tape on the inside because if it leaks on the inside, I don't really care. But when you go to tighten this up, it could be in any position. So what you want to do is you want to leave this nut that holds the bulkhead on loose so you can turn it. So quick tip. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. You can see the water is draining out. I don't see any drips. You don't see any drips because you can't hardly see in there, but nothing's coming from the bottom. The pump has started to make noise again. I can't hear it. So now the only thing I have to do is put the elbow on the inside, the 90 that goes up, that sets your height actually. Clean up the mess and watch it. I'm usually pretty confident with my repairs, but in this particular case, because there was a problem, I will probably watch this for different parts of the day, make sure it's not dripping, and then call it good. So this piece right here, if you don't know, for the bulkhead, threads into the inside piece. I don't put Teflon tape, as I said, because if it leaks, it doesn't matter. And then this is the screen that goes on top. I use pinky floss around this when I have fry in the tanks. I find it works great, and it's very cheap, very inexpensive, I should say. You can set the height on these. If you drill this like in the middle of the tank, just put a piece of 3/4 PVC in there, and that sets the height, whatever height you want in the tank. So I drilled this tank before I realized that, so I drilled them all up high. I do drill most of them lower now, so I can do water changes in tanks pretty quick if I need to. So, all right, this was a pretty long video. I did ramble quite a bit. Probably still a little bit funky from the NyQuil I took last night, but Rich, look, it's drooping again. I gotta fix it. See ya.